Hey, I'm Jeff Burritt, and I'm here today with a buddy of mine, Dave Burlin. And before I introduce Dave, we've been talking a lot about getting off the couch and what it means to just engage and do what God has put in your heart, whatever you're passionate about, what you were made to do. It's usually something you're good at and something that helps other people. And so with that, Dave, I'm glad you're here because you're such a great example of getting off the couch and just engaging in the community. So welcome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Now, Dave, you've served in the United States Marine Corps for about 4 years.
Correct.
And now you were at that time that was a real critical time in the United States history, 9/11.
Yeah. That was a really unique corner of time to be a part of. Everybody has a story about where they were at when 9/11 happened. It's funny because now I talk to a lot of people and they're like, I was in 3rd grade. I was in Darwin, Australia. It was my first deployment, and little did we know, it wasn't a drill. Literally the world had just changed forever. And, we were the forward deployed unit. So
you were the closest ship to the Persian Gulf at the time, so they sent you guys right away.
Absolutely, yeah. I was on the USS Peleliu, and we were on our standard deployment. So we went up to the Gulf there, sailed around in a big box, just waiting for the word and all the authority and everything. Pakistan, Afghanistan. Most people don't remember, but it was Operation Enduring Freedom. So some guys from my unit were the first ones that raised the flag in Afghanistan. So
now I got to admit that sounds really exciting, and to me it just seems like if there's a time to serve, it would be during a forward deployment or wartime.
Yeah, and it's so weird because there's a ton of people. I mean, everybody that's in now, has joined post 9/11, so they knew what they were getting into. Honestly, I was just a young kid. I had a lot of adversity growing up. It was a solution for me to just, I guess, get off the couch, really just to get out of my hometown and try and do something, and you're never prepared for something like that. It changed the course.
The world changed.
Yeah, the world changed.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. And so coming out of the Marine Corps back into civilian life, it's not quite as exciting, is it?
It's not. For me, I've been very fortunate. I had a plan. I knew what I wanted to do. I'm from a little town outside of Tulsa called Pryor, and Pryor is home to one of the best programs in the country for at-risk youth. Similar to like what I did, I worked for a program called Thunderbird Youth Academy. Right. And with that, I was fortunate enough to be back at home in my hometown, and all the kids across the state of Oklahoma that had dropped out of high school. It was a boot camp atmosphere for them. So the transition was a little easy for me because I went from military. It was a little challenging because I had to realize that I was talking to kids, not Marines. So I had to change the way I spoke a little bit.
The vernacular a little.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience. I did that for 6.5 years and changed the lives of thousands of kids that came through there. So that was a really great experience for me, and it was easily, I was easily able to adapt. So,
and you were giving back to kids. And I know that is part of what you're doing now, and you've kind of expanded that into the general community. Now, tell me about your initiative that you have now. It's called Discharge to Incharge.
Yeah. Discharge to Incharge is the idea that people get discharged, and then, where do they go?
So they've served in the military.
Right.
Now it's back to one of these
it's back
cubicle jobs? Or?
Exactly. Yeah, there's cubicle jobs. Some people become contractors and things like that. But what I've found along the way is a lot of people really do struggle with that transition. I got a call from a Marine just the other day. 17 years he'll be in.
Wow.
And he's being forced to retire because of the budget cuts, and his MOS is being phased out.
Wow.
And 17 years in, he's going to be out in January, where he was, in his mind, I've got, at least 4 more years before I get out. And he had a plan wrapped sort of around that because it's 4 years away. I've got time. And they told him he's going to be out in January. And, it felt really good to me because of all the people he could have called, or he could get bitter and just be, mad at the situation. But he called me and he said, hey, what am I coming home to? What can I do? And
now he's got a friend on the outside.
Exactly. So, there's going to be, the idea is to reach people that are just now getting out. but also some people that have been out for a while that maybe are still struggling with that transition.
And we've got the information on the screen, but where can people find more about you and Discharge to Incharge?
Yeah, so the Facebook is going to be discharge, or facebook.com/discharge to Incharge, which is on the screen. Mm-hmm. That's really the best way to find a little bit
to get in touch with you.
Yeah, to get in touch with me.
And you've got community events, and you're doing some speaking now, but like you've got an event coming up here, Reps for Vets. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah. Well, we like to call it's hashtag Reps for Vets because we're trying to stay current.
Yeah.
But I linked up with a local fitness instructor, Michael Watkins. He's a celebrity fitness trainer, so he trained some guys like Danny Cahill from The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
Georgiana Johnson. She was just on a big. I think it was extreme weight loss. Mm-hmm. He trains them, and that's how he grows his business, is through their speaking events, educates people about health and wellness, and then that's how he grows his business. Well, we got to talking, and I've been working with a nonprofit group here in Tulsa, Veterans Treatment Court, and that's a great organization, but it's literally for the veterans that come home and don't make the transition well. Mm-hmm. It's, Veterans Treatment Court picks them up once they've gotten maybe in some sort of legal trouble, or they're having problems with drugs and things like that. And we actually did a 4th of July event together. He got to talk a little bit about that program, and then we got to thinking about it. And it's like, what if we did something every month?
Yeah.
So, in a couple of little power sessions, Reps for Vets was born. So the idea is that on August 23rd, we're going to have everybody come out to Veterans Park. Okay. We come out, everybody works out together in a big military-style formation.
Oh, that's cool.
So it'll be fun for civilians who've never done that before, but we'll be sounding off and everything. Mm-hmm. It'll be kind of a fun experience, but we're raising money for Tulsa Veterans Treatment Court, but more importantly, we're raising awareness. Mm-hmm. They're short on mentors. So we want to make sure that we help find them other veterans in the community, maybe they stop moving, and maybe they'll come out a little bit and get involved in something bigger than them, and we'll start to fill up his roster for what he needs.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because it's easy, and I've been there too. It's easy to sit on the couch.
Sure.
It's easy just to kind of settle in. Okay, things have settled down now. I've got this regimen together, or whatever, and now I can click the remote.
Right.
And hey, nothing wrong with a little TV, but what happens is we fill our life with some pastimes that really don't help anybody else.
Sure.
And it's just kind of the mush. I like to.
Absolutely.
And so I like that you're encouraging other people to just, don't fill your life with empty mush. Get out there and make a difference. Get off the couch. And you're doing that right now. And so if you're in the Tulsa area and you want to find out more about the upcoming activity, it's a Facebook page is on the screen.
Right.
And of course they can contact you as well. But maybe if there's just a guy out there who's just kind of, needs a friend and has the experience of serving, they can get your information on Facebook.
There's a lot of numbers out there that people don't call, but for whatever reason, a lot of people have come across my information and they feel comfortable calling me and just saying, hey, where do I go? What do I do? Maybe they don't want to call the numbers like the VA or things like that, or they don't want to call the
they just don't want to get somebody to start filling paperwork out on them.
Exactly. So reach out to me and said, hey, I have a cousin. I know I just met you 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. I have a cousin who is a veteran as well, and they struggle with a drug problem. And to the point that I had to take them to the emergency room, and they had an infection due to drug use. They were literally treated for the infection, and they were kept in the emergency room till 4 a.m., and then they were released and told to go home. Obviously, there's the route of the VA, and there's all the resources that everybody knows about, but he called me. Right. And immediately I made just a few phone calls, and I actually found out that yes, the VA was the route for him to go, but I could at least get him a phone number of a person who actually works there that would be able to point them in the direction probably a lot faster than all the red tape.
Wow.
So, that was, I felt great to be, to be somebody who could help that, but that's also what leads back to my mission is, how they get to that point is they come home and they stop moving. And it's not that they don't know what to do. It's that, and this is one of the big takeaways, that it's not that they don't know what to do. It's just that they're so used to being told what to do. Right. So this should give them something to look forward to, something to be out and be moving.
And it's great that you're establishing a network of veterans across what I believe is going to spread across the U.S.
Right.
Where guys can come together and realize, even if it is just connecting on a Facebook page or a phone call, but there's still somebody else saying, you can do this.
Right.
Take the next step. Whatever the next step is, they already know what it is.
Right.
But it's just having that a little bit of accountability, the encouragement there. And that's great that you're in that space. And so, if there's others that are out there that want to team up with you, they can again get in touch with you through your Facebook page. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's great because I'm not the only person speaking in this space, but people still want to know. So.
Well, that's exciting. Well, Dave, thanks for encouraging us to get off the couch and do what's in your heart. So thank you very much.
No problem. All right.